That thumbnail, that was one of my favorite ones ever. You gotta love that. Okay, so, oh, I think I'll give this just a minute or two until at least a few people are watching. I don't feel I just don't feel right until I know that there I got two. Okay, all right, two people are watching. All right. Okay, so how many of you been watching the Olympic sports and just kind of like sometimes you wonder like how effed up people are, like seriously. For instance, okay, so I was just watching this girl for the United States. She won the gold in fencing. Fencing. Have you ever thought to yourself, like, fencing? That's where they like try and stab people with a big, long, like a sword, like they used to use back in the days of what did they call it? With the Three Musketeers. Like, D'Artagnan! You know, I, I kind of, there's something in me that sees it and remembers it from my human past, but there's something in me that sees it as just an obscurity, like a weirdity, like one of those things that humans used to do when they were just like nuts. Okay, so, but that's not it. That's not all. It's not just fencing where they try and kill each other, but they're wearing pads, so it's more civilized. Okay, so it's also skateboarding. So I guess this is the first year that skateboarding has ever been in the Olympics. And I watched it yesterday, and the dude from Japan won. But while you're watching the finals, like they take a dump. Like I used to not take a dump, but like they crash. Like they take a dump. You know what I mean? The things that they do on skateboards in the cities nowadays has evolved into a sport. And they ride on rails, like on handrails, and then they try and land it. And you know what? They crash. And if they crash the wrong way and their face hits the cement, well, I guess that's it. Their face is deformed for life. But they don't really care. It's kind of like, it's like worse than tattoos. They're deforming their own bodies, their own skin. But like this could be a lot more catastrophic than just putting ink in your skin. We're talking about like you could smash your face. And like, look at this. I'm going to show you one. Watch this. That dude just landed hard on his shoulder, on the cement. Okay, so it's obscure, friends. The things that people do, wait. Okay, so the things that people do, human beings are nuts, freaks. Okay, ultimate fighting. Let's talk about ultimate fighting. I mean, I've seen it a few times, but I don't watch it ever anymore because it is beyond. Like when I was a kid, they had boxing, and they still have boxing, where they're wearing big padded gloves. This is what foam has done for humans. I guess they used to use cotton, whatever. But it is really, really weird now that it's getting more aggressive. When I was a kid, Ali fought and they had big padded gloves. And when they got hit, yeah, it was pretty bad. And we saw what happened to Ali. He died of whatever it was from getting pounded in the head so many times. But now they have ultimate fighting where there is very, very little padding. And I think they even have fighting with no padding at all. You know, you can see, you can find that if you really want to watch aggressive and weird. and effed up things on the internet, you can. But like what else? Okay, so skeet shooting. Where did that come from? Okay, so when I moved back to Utah a long time ago, I got talked into becoming a duck hunter. Okay, this was before I started thinking about becoming vegan or any of that. This was a long time ago. And so for about a quarter of a season, I got up about 6 times in the morning. You get up early in the morning and you take your shotgun out and you've got your dog and you hide in the weeds, right? And you wait for the ducks to fly and then you shoot them. These are the things that people are taught are acceptable in our world. Killing ducks, and then what we would do is we would go get the duck, or the dog would go get the duck, bring it back, and then you slaughter them, you save the meat, and the meat is horrible. It is one of the worst tasting meats you've ever tried in your life. And after a couple of times of doing that, I started saying to myself, like, this is nuts. What in God's name have I done? I went and spent a couple $100 on a shotgun and this and that, various things you need. And I'm going out and I'm shooting ducks out of the air at 5 a.m. in the morning. At least I came around, okay? Some people, they never come around with these things. They never figure it out. They just keep going out and they hunt bears every year, all kinds of things that they do. And I think to myself sometimes, like, why did I deserve to come into this world? Why did I get the parents and the situations that I got? And I really oftentimes just want to escape. And that's all I really want to say. So when you see various sports on the Olympics, you can ask yourself, like, is this a civilized sport or is this a nutsoid sport? Because it's oftentimes an insane thing. The sports, the things, various things that humans do. You don't have to limit it to just sports, friends. You can just look at all the different things that human beings do and ask yourself, is this nuts or sane or something in between? Because it could be nuts. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and try and keep your sense of humor, even though oftentimes it's not funny at all.